friends in a movie. Two 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 friends in a movie. With Matt and Sixto. With Sixto and Matt. With Matt and Sixto. With Sixto and Matt. With Matt and Sixto. Matt and Sixto. Matt and Sixto. Two friends in the movie. Two friends in the movie. Two friends in the movie.
Welcome everybody to Two Friends and a Movie with Matt and Sixto.
With Matt.
Matt
And more importantly,
Sixto.
no, not just Sixto. More importantly, Sixto. Sixto.
No one's more important than Matt.
Yeah, that's true. Kind of.
Welcome everybody to this week's podcast. We have our Emmys, and we
That are not ours.
They are ours. Well, they're mine. They're not ours. They're mine. We're doing Facebook Live again, so if you are here now, you can listen to on Facebook Live right now.
Which works perfectly for a podcast that we did not announce that we're going to do Facebook Live in what day.
I told them yesterday we were going to do this, all right?
All right.
So they know. The public knows.
This shit is not working. Hold on.
We're having technical difficulties.
Well, I'm having stupidity.
Stupidity. That's
Here
what
we
happens
go.
when you work with stupid people.
That's more sexy still. Yeah.
I don't like the screen, I got to tell you.
All the ladies.
I don't like it.
What don't you like about it?
I don't know. It's like in my face.
Well, it's for you not to pop your peas.
I don't pop my peas.
Everybody pops their peas.
I don't do it. Pilly, poppy, popcorn,
Pee.
pee. All right, enough with the nonsense. We are live and we are talking Super Troopers this week.
Yay.
In the news that they are doing a
Super Troopers 2. Super
like a
Troopers 2.
crowdfunding thing for Super Troopers 2.
Super Troopers 2. Super Troopers 2.
So we're doing Super Troopers 1.
Yeah. Look, I have it right here. We're
Yes.
going to watch it while we talk
We're
about
gonna watch it. You guys are just this week's podcast is just you watching us while we watch
it. Super Troopers.
Sixto's phone that has Super Troopers.
Yay. Super Troopers. I'm going to say right off the bat, I did not expect. I haven't seen this movie in a while.
In a long time.
But in a while, a few years. I did not expect that it was going to be still good.
Why not?
And it was, I don't know, because I feel like I was very young when this came. Well, I don't know if very young, but I was like young and stupid when this movie came out. And so I feel like now that I've grown up a little bit, it probably won't be as funny. And it was a lie. It was still funny. It was funnier even.
Funnier because you knew kind of that the
A little bit, but also I forgot a little bit of like the main plot and how they got away with finding the plane and
the plane
with the Canadians and them. Well, anyways, Super Troopers 2002. Right?
Really? Is that long ago?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up.
I'm making that up in my head.
I don't think it was that
Probably
long
right
ago.
here. It's probably right here, but I don't know how to look for it. And
2001. Wow.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, man. Another one. It's interesting. I got into all these pothead movies, and I didn't smoke pot.
Yeah,
And,
me either.
Yeah, okay. And and I found them so funny. And now that I've tasted pot for about a year of my life, and then I stop again.
Not me.
Still very funny. But it's funnier once you've smoked once, because I think it stays in your body forever. I smoked between the ages of 25 and 26.
And he's now 42.
And it's still somewhere in my system, I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
He's
But
positive.
Like movies like Half Baked and this one are movies that are very strongly pothead movies. And I find better humor in it now that I'm being high. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I understand the humor in a movie when you're high.
But I am not high. I've been high. Anyways, great flick.
Amazing.
There was a lot of. Let me put on my glasses so I can see shit.
There was a lot of
There's a lot of quotes. A lot of
very I don't know that quotable makes it great, but I know that quotable makes it memorable.
It makes it good.
No,
It makes it so you can talk to your friends about it. You guys can say the things.
I don't agree with you.
This fucking guy.
No, I do agree with you. I think it's interesting that you have a movie that I still say shit from this movie that I didn't remember was from this movie.
Yeah.
And then in watching, I was like, oh shit, that's where that's from. It's just being like.
And there's so many. Like I was trying to figure out like what my best or my favorite quote of the movie is, and there's too many. I can't pinpoint a favorite.
Yeah. I don't want a large farba. It's just there's so much shit in it.
When he's when they're at the ball at the end and he's spraying the beers. Farver's number one.
I like saying to this day littering and I just say it because
I'm freaking out, man.
it just is. There was so much about this movie that I've even forgotten about because it's been a while, and it was very interesting to retouch those things and laugh my ass off in the bus while I was coming to work very loudly, but people were looking at me like I was a mad bomber.
He is a mad bomber
because I'm carrying all this heavy shit with me in my book bag, so it already looks like it's gonna explode. And I'm brown. Like I have everything going against me. I'm brown. I have this. For those of you that are anyone that's listening to this only already knows what I look like. But in case we get a new listener ever, I'm Dominican, so I'm kind of brownish.
Kind of.
I'm more.
Kind of is an understatement.
I think I'm more jello-ish.
I'm kind of brown.
No,
you are brown.
And I have this heavy ass book bag, and I'm laughing maniacally in the train, just like that. I'm like, oh farva, and then people just looking at me like, what in the fuck is happening? What's interesting, man? I really liked it. I really liked it a lot. I really like seeing it again. I really found a lot of jokes that I didn't get. Even culturally, like stuff that I didn't understand culturally that now I get, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
And you think it's 16 years old and it still holds up. Like It's not one of those movies that you can't find funny anymore, or it's perfect.
Wow.
It's a perfect movie.
Wow. There you go again.
It's a perfect movie.
There you go.
For what it is, it's a perfect movie.
I think Half Baked is a perfect movie. I think
I'm getting rid of the screen. I don't like it.
Yeah.
You people just have to listen to me.
Oh my god, how loud!
Popping my peas.
Oh god, my ears. For everything else that we see in movies of the same kind of genre, I think that this movie is excellent.
Perfect. It's a perfect comedy.
Jesus Christ, dude! Can you put the screen back up?
It's a perfect comedy.
Yeah, look at that. It works.
A perfect comedy. Perfect.
Oh Christ.
Perfect. It does work. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought?
This little ass screen would protect me from my peas.
Well, anyways, let's go over what this movie is really about. It's about a bunch of jokers.
Bunch of cops who shouldn't be cops.
Yeah, a bunch of jokers that ended up in a cop job.
In Maine.
In Maine. Who the fuck lives in Maine?
Yeah, and they're like the highway patrol, and they're feuding with the local police.
You know what I love about having a podcast that no one listens to?
What's that?
I can say, who the fuck lives in Maine, and completely insult Maine, and no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, fuck Maine.
Nobody gives a shit, because no one from Maine is listening.
No one from Maine is listening.
And I find it that, are you watching us? I
want to be able to read the comments because it's too far away, so I can't see them. So if I put it here, I could read the comments as we go.
Somebody said, "What the fuck?" Can we not read comments while we're podcasting, which is audio podcasting?
All right, we could do both.
All right.
I just want to see someone says something interesting.
Okay.
And maybe we could comment on that.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, these guys are just a bunch of idiots running around being quote unquote highway. And then the other part that's interesting is highway, of all things that could have been, the highway troopers.
Yeah, no, I didn't even
biggest
know.
assholes.
And I didn't know Maine had that many highways where you need an entire division of police that just does the highways in Maine. And then the other police force, the local to police, is just a bunch of big as idiots as the other guys are.
Yeah, right.
Like, there's no good cops in all of Maine.
Maine is full of idiots that want to be cops. According to this movie, not to me.
No, according to Sixto, all cops in Maine are stupid. You heard, Maine? Put you on blast.
No.
But so they feud, and the local police are defending the criminals. They're helping them move the weed.
The one interesting point about
Johnny
this
Chimpo.
Johnny Chimpo. The one interesting part is the moment these guys come in and you get introduced to this quote unquote super troopers. The first thing that comes to my head now that I live here longer and I've been in a lot of highways, like I said before, is how big of assholes highway patrol guys are, and to have them be like this bunch of idiots that are like you want to hang out with. I think that's genius, dude. I don't think anybody does shit like that anymore. Like make a comedy about somebody. Like nobody. Well, that's not true because they're making a Trump comedy show, right?
Yeah, they're making a Trump comedy show.
So I guess that's true every time.
Yeah, I guess your statement doesn't make any sense.
No, I guess I'm an idiot.
He's just. Please ignore everything Sixto just said.
But my point being, as a movie, and the other thing that I found that I liked about this, it's just an independent movie.
Yeah,
and it was the beginning of that second wave of independent movies that were more polished and better looking. Like it moved from being somebody had a video camera in their house and they shot something and then they have to transfer it to 35 and it looked like shit. To this. Because this looks like a movie.
It's a real movie.
Right, like it looks like it's very polished. It's a lot of money into it. But it's probably very, very, very cheap.
Very cheap.
But compared to, other shit that came before as an independent flick, it just looks good.
It looks great. It's perfect.
Is it perfect?
It's a perfect movie.
It's not perfect.
The whole movie, you laugh the entire movie. From the beginning, where you see the three stoners in the car and they're eating the weed and eating the shrooms, and the cops disappear and come back and freak the guys out, to the end when they're trying to solve the case and they're in the Winnebago and Favre's drunk at the party and they're running around, and the bear suit when they're distracting the other cops in the forest.
Bear fucker. I still say that, dude. It's just,
everyone still says that.
It's just so stupid that people still hold on to that shit because it makes no fucking sense.
It makes no sense.
Be like bear fucker to anyone.
And the cops call him bear fucker. And I like when there's so many things I like, but like when the rookie gets taken off the force and Favre gets put back in the car,
right?
And he's talking to Ramathon about what game they're gonna play. And first he's like, call a car ramrod. Like, I wrote it on the paper. I still say that. I still hold a piece of paper that say that. No one knows what I'm talking about. And then when he's like, oh, you said meow. Like, I'll call the guy a pig fucker. And he runs up to him. He's like, license registration. Pig fucker.
Chicken fucker.
Chicken fucker.
Chicken fucker. And
it's a great moment.
There's a lot of it that feels what's that called? Like when you just make it up on the moment, improvise. Like a lot of it
improvisation.
I don't know if it's improvised because I don't know enough about the behind the scenes.
Broken Lizard, they're a great group.
Yeah, man, but I don't know that. I don't know how much of this was improvised.
Neither do I. We don't do a lot of prep for the show. We kind of just fly on the seat of our pants.
Yeah, we kind of watch a movie if even. Last time we did this, I didn't even watch the movie we're talking about. Yeah. I mean, I had seen it, but I didn't see it right before.
I had seen it.
I also find fun. This movie reminds me a lot of movies like I already mentioned Half Baked, but also more the one was Road Trip. Like it has the same feeling
with Tom Green.
Yeah. It has the same feeling of like a movie that's like definitely an independent flick. Doesn't have any stars.
It doesn't have any stars,
and it's just made.
And the story itself is weak.
Right.
But all the stupid nonsense that goes on during the story makes you forget that the story is so weak it
Right,
doesn't make any
right.
sense.
I mean, this is a talk about a 10-minute story being stretched out.
Yeah, there's no story, but it's just nonsense after nonsense.
And everything. I mean, what's his name? Cox, that plays the boss.
Yeah,
this guy,
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. I mean, he's a super. I mean, not a super.
He's the only notable guy in the movie.
Right.
This guy's a character actor. The chief of the other department. I forget his name, but he's been in a bunch of silly
something
things.
Banghausen. He's like a true German name.
Yeah.
Look at that. The one Emmy we never won.
There's another one over here.
Yeah, I won that one for amazing opens.
I won these both for my podcast.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. And even then, like, it's the same thing. Like, you had like Tom Green or something like that. And I don't mean to compare them, but like they remind me of one another. Like they're both movies.
They're similar movies, and the concept where they're going.
Right. And I honestly don't mean to compare them. It feels to me like
he doesn't mean this, folks.
No, I don't. Well, I mean this. That they are
like this and like that and like this and
that they are a ton of fun, stupid movies that should exist. That's why I like people like Kevin Smith and stuff like that.
We know you like Kevin Smith. We all know you like Kevin Smith.
But like it's just he makes movies that nobody will make. If it was like a big studio, would never make any of the movies he makes.
I watched two Kevin Smith movies this weekend.
Did you?
I watched Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Love it.
And then I watched Chasing Amy. They were both on TV, so I watched them both. And I thought of you.
Yeah.
I was like, Sixto would like this.
Yeah, well.
If he was here right now, we'd be cuddling up watching these movies.
Yeah. We'll make out right after Chasing Amy.
A glass of wine. Maybe some baguettes.
Baguettes? Oh, oui.
That's my my French for the people in France.
They're
fans, suffering right now. So
our fans in France.
We're reaching out to our fans in France.
Yo, what the fuck? I mean, I don't mean to get off of movies, but what the fuck is going on over there?
I don't know. We can't talk about this because it's not going to air in public for another week. So everyone forget about it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just not going to Paris in a long time. Anyways,
I don't know. Another movie that's like Super Troopers, like you said, Office Space.
Yeah, but no, I feel like Office Space. No, I feel like Office Space is very smart.
It's smart and it's clever, but there's no real story, and it's just silly jokes after silly jokes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, in the format, yeah. Well, maybe in the structure, but not in the format. I think Office Space is a very ultimately smart movie. I think you have to have some brains. What are you pointing at? What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
What's going on?
I'm just letting people know who the big spoon is.
Who the what?
Jeremy Mirren wanted to know who the big spoon was, so I told him.
Oh, the big spoon?
Yeah, it's me. I run this shit. He's just my partner. That's why his name goes second.
You say Jeremy Moore?
Jeremy.
My boy Jeremy? Jeremy, I love you. I'm sorry I missed you last time you were here.
He's in Spain. He's listening to us in Spain.
Wow.
See, I told you we have international friends.
God damn, we are all over the fucking world.
From Spain to New York City.
Take care of yourself in Spain, Jeremy. Please.
And Long Island. That's where we hit. There's probably a little bit of Jersey too.
Probably one or two listeners in Jersey. But anyways,
we digress. Back on topic. Super Troopers.
Super Troopers. The things that came out of this movie, and it's interesting because I don't think they became what they could have out of this movie.
Well, they didn't have a good follow-up because Broken Lizard, they're the comedy group. They're like the main people in the movie.
Right.
Afterwards, they had that movie.
The Beer Fest.
They had Beer Fest. They had the one on the island. Club Dread.
Club Dread.
And then they had the Slam and Salmon.
I didn't see that one.
They didn't really have any good follow-ups. They didn't take the momentum they got from Super Troopers. Even Super Troopers wasn't big in the theaters. It got big afterwards, a cult comedy.
Yeah.
But they've done a ton of things. These guys have been guest starring everywhere since the movie came out. And Super Troopers 2 will put them back on the map.
I don't know. I don't think so.
2.
I think Super Troopers 2 will probably make people like you and me that love Super Troopers go see it and then be like, all right, thank you. That's all I needed. And that's it. I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting them down because they're fucking amazingly talented, these guys, but I just don't think that they
I heard it's gonna be.
they didn't capitalize.
It's gonna be almost the same movie, except the lead is gonna be a girl, and then everyone's gonna think it's just something different.
Is this a Star Wars stab?
That's my stab at Star Wars.
Fuck off. You just jealous. Look at this. I got my
I'm stabbing.
I got my BB-8 t-shirt.
BB-8.
Yeah, son.
It's relevant.
That is relevant because BB-8 is coming back. There was a Star Wars trailer. It was badass.
And it was BB-8s just flying around the desert.
No, it was BB-8 running around in a spaceship.
Going boop, 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 boop. And then they go, oh, I understand what that means.
That's exactly what happened.
He said do this. And it was like, oh, yeah, that makes
Everybody
sense.
did it because he knows shit.
He knows nothing. But know what I know? I know Super Troopers
Will not be as good as any of the Star Wars movies.
is still a perfect movie. Even the editing, like, it's not known for its great editing, but like those scenes where they have the boxes and they bring in the one, they bring in the other, and they have the split screen and the triple screen and stuff.
Right.
Like, no one's doing that kind of stuff.
No, and I tell you what, it was surprising to me seeing it now. The direction was actually good. There's like the shot when Farva first gets introduced, is from behind, from the back of his head. It looks very much like a. I mean, it looked good.
Yeah, it was.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh shit! Look at this shot here. I don't think that's not. People don't look at those aspects of it because they just remembering, littering.
Yeah, it's underappreciated for its editing and the design,
and the art design. Although I did notice at the end of the movie when they go to drop off the keg, that none of them had guns, and then the next shot they all had guns. They kind of feel like, come on, man.
You missed one thing. Like, we can give them one. Everybody gets one.
Okay.
We'll give them one.
Okay.
Still perfect.
No,
Even the end, when the credits, when the guys going back and forth like the ducks and they're throwing shit at them, and Farva throws
the fucking fire extinguisher. Like, come on, Farva. I also found interesting that even though there is what are you doing?
I'm playing on my screens.
Even though there's no real deep plot that does anything, the movie works. It actually has a plot that works. Well, like we said, it's super stretched.
Yeah, but it's a simple plot of trying to solve a mystery. There's a love story entangled there, with the redhead and the blonde girl from Freddy Got Fingered.
Your favorite movie ever?
My favorite movie ever.
Is it perfect?
It's perfect. It's the absolute perfect movie, but it doesn't fit in this. It's not a. It's a cult classic, but it's not a favorite cult classic.
No, it's just for dumb people.
It's just for dumb people.
Right.
But it's amazing. You let yourself go. You will laugh your ass off for 90 minutes.
I don't know.
It's Freddy Got Fingered.
I don't know.
But anyway. And just the ridiculousness that, because since they were cops, they could get away with this ridiculous stuff.
Right.
Because they're cops. They could do whatever they want.
Right,
especially in Maine, when no one's really watching. And it's 2001, so there's not like cell phones, video everywhere. Like, these things could have happened. Right.
This is pre 9/11 and shit like that. So like, there's no the vigilance that we have now as citizens. It didn't exist.
Yeah. You could imagine a world where a hick town like in Maine or something could have a terrible police force that just fucks around all day.
And I think one of the other genius things that happened here, and I'm wondering if that was a surprise to them or if they really designed it to be that way, is how fucking much people love Farva.
Yeah, he was a great character.
But I don't know that I think they really meant them. Well, I don't know.
Well, he was supposed to be like the villain, sort of like the anti-hero sort of guy.
He's a super asshole, but when they did Beer Fest, I liked his character in Beer Fest a lot. The guy that like could drink all the beer and shit.
Mm-hmm. And he died, and he had a twin brother.
It was so stupid.
It was stupid.
But I really liked that character a lot. And it was because of Farva. I never had any... I mean, everybody knows a Farva, you know?
Well, I think Farva is the most memorable character of the movie.
Right.
Like, the other cops' names, I know Ramathorn and Farva. I can't remember off the top of my head what the other guys' names were.
I just saw this movie this morning. I can remember.
Yeah, so Farva is definitely the most memorable character. He's the most outrageous. He's like, when he's eating the burger, he's like, that looks like spit to you? And he's like, no. He's like, fuck it. And then he pulls the tab off the soda and the piece. burger punks, and he starts attacking the burger guys. He's just outrageous. Like me.
Yeah, there's Rabbit. I can't.
Rabbit.
There's Rabbit. There's
the other two guys.
I can't remember.
Mac. One of them named Mac.
I think so.
Yeah, it's Mac.
Yeah.
And then the redhead guy. I don't remember the redhead guy's name.
Well, anyways, my thing being, who wants a mustache ride?
I do.
Those characters, it's unbelievable the shit that they got away with. But I mean, isn't that the interesting part, that this movie was so small? You can be as risky as whatever the fuck you want, because you probably tell the studio, like, look, give me $4 million, I make this movie, right? Maybe less.
Yeah, I think so. I think probably less than that.
Back then, even too, and being like, look, give me $2 million. No, maybe 3. Like, give me $3 million, I'll make this movie, right?
2.5.
Right. Sure. Fuck it. All I need is some cop cars and
pretty much.
Yeah.
Because you can shoot it on location and made.
Right. And then you'll get back your $3 million.
Yeah. Easily.
Easily. So
and I'm sure they're still making money on this movie. You just bought it for $3 today.
Right. It's just not. I didn't even buy it. I rented it because I own it, so I don't need to buy it on my cell phone. I rented it because I needed to watch it for this today. But what I mean to say is,
it's like the Black Album. People are still buying the Black Album.
Yeah.
People are still buying Super Troopers.
Yeah. Fuck the Black Album. It's like The Wall from Pink Floyd.
The Wall.
The what?
The Wall. The Wall. That's why I said Black Album.
You know what they
because I can't say The Wall. This is why the podcast isn't going anywhere.
I know, because our accents are too
my
horrible.
Goddamn Long Island accent.
Between your Dominican accent and my Long Island accent, I think nobody's buying it.
It sounds like a sitcom for NBC.
Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, I think that they get away with so much shit in this movie because it's so cheap.
It's so cheap, and it's the plot just gets more ridiculous as it goes. So the ridiculousness of it kind of makes sense because you're expecting, oh yeah, that's more like it's not like overblown ridiculousness, and it's like a slow
burn.
Yeah, it's like it gets a little more ridiculous and a little more ridiculous and a little more ridiculous.
Right. And you buying it because in this universe where they live, it makes sense.
You can do that.
Yeah.
I wish I lived in that universe.
But then the other part is when you putting $3 million into a movie, you can get away with whatever the fuck you want because nobody's going into it being like, whoa. I don't want to see Farber's dick when he turns around.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to lose viewers. It's like you're barely getting viewers with this movie.
Yeah, they're not expecting much. The bar isn't that high.
So it's like, you know.
And I think Ramathorn is the director of it.
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess that keeps it, like, your main guy is your director, so he's trying to keep the integrity of the movie going. Cause he's not an outsider coming in telling him what to do. It's,
right.
It's the comedy group doing it themselves.
I thought I was going to write down how much did it cost to write, but I have my editing keyboard here. The keyboard for the computer over there.
It's the wrong keyboard.
So I can't do it. But anyways, I'm sure it was cheap as fuck. And I think
fuck.
And I'm sure that makes it so easy for them to get away with it. That's what happened with that last Wolverine movie, that Logan movie. It was made, quote unquote, cheap for a comic book movie. You know what I mean? And I think that makes it. All
right. Do you want to hear something disgusting?
What's that?
Super Troopers cost $1.2 million to make.
And he made about 15.
It made $23.1 million.
Wow.
We need to make a movie.
That's what I've been saying for a while, man.
Yeah, his name is Jay Chandareska.
You are a racist fuck.
You say it.
Here. His name
It's a big long name with lots of letters in it that aren't Italian.
Chandraskar. I don't know if that's right, but that's how
it sounds better when I said Chandaskar.
Yeah.
It's a cool name.
A little sexy. Yeah, man. I'm it's interesting that the comedy of the movie, like in a lot of comedy movies, I feel now like you go see a comedy movie. Well, like look, Sausage Party. it's a perfect example of what I'm gonna say. I feel like a lot of comedy movies want to fall into gimmicks, and I feel that that's the biggest downfall of a lot of comedies. And this is one comedy that's just pure because it's cheap. It's done like, we just figured out like it's done cheap, so you can really be honestly funny. Rather than trying to like convince a studio that you're funny and they don't know shit.
Yeah, that's the problem with becoming big. Like Seth Rogen now has people to answer to.
Yeah, right.
Where these people had no one to answer to. They were just they told them their idea. They said, "Okay, go make it," and they went to make it.
And I think it's very smart that they're doing it with a GoFundMe kind of thing because once again, you don't answer to anybody but your fans, so that's even better.
Yeah, and it's I just read they've raised over $4.5 million to make the second one already.
Okay,
so it's gonna get made. We're gonna see Super Troopers 2. I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but it should be fun.
I think I think whatever it is, if he keeps the same, if he's gonna be honest comedy like this one,
not this honest comedy. They're not going to tell us lies.
Not the comedy that the studio's telling you is funny, but the comedy that you know is funny.
So their job, as long as they stick to themselves, and true to themselves,
it will be good. Right. It will be perfectly fine.
Because you don't need much of a story, like the first one. The story itself,
it doesn't matter. You just want to see stupidity.
Yeah, the only reason the story exists is so you can move to the next gag.
Right.
Like, how do we get from here to there?
It's like a kung fu flick. It literally is like a kung fu flick where it's like, look, we got to go to this place to find this paper just so they can fight somebody else.
Yeah, we just got to get to the next location.
Yeah, man, and I feel that under those standards, it will be great.
Great.
And I would hate to see them like repeat shit for the sake of like, hey, meow.
I feel like they have to do at least one, like I feel like Farva, like his character would do that.
Yeah, but Farva is okay because you can understand Farva.
Yeah,
he's the one guy that can get away with that because he's that asshole that everybody knows an asshole like that.
Yeah, so I think Farva is going to be the guy who might repeat some shit, but besides that, I think it's going to be hella good.
Yeah.
Hella. I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
And since we're speaking of cult comedies, we already mentioned a few, but on this track, I don't know, what are some favorite other cult comedies that you love or enjoy?
Well, Half-Baked.
Half-Baked. Dave Chappelle's just broke the streaming record on Netflix.
Right near the beach. Boy!
That's also a perfect movie.
That's a perfect movie.
Funny.
Right
Funny from the moment it starts to the end.
From the go. It's just the moment they smoke for the first time and he's talking to the giant.
Abba Zabba, you're my only friend.
What else? Well, I mean, Road Trip.
Road Trip,
which is a bit more like this one in that it's a little bit more memorable for the funny parts.
It's got Tom Green.
But I don't even know if even Tom Green. But I mean shit like ooh, that boy is cute, and then he goes, who? What's his name? The skinny guy that has like.
I don't remember.
But whatever his name is, who? Tommy is the man, and I just feel like that shit that I still say today about anybody's name. That be who? Matt. Matt is the man.
Matt is the man.
No, not you. The other Matt.
No. What other Matt? It's just the Matt and Sixto podcast. I'm the only Matt.
Well, I guess.
That's right.
But not you.
Me.
Right, and it has things that are funny that surpass like the movie. I think it's a great show. I think it's a great kind of the same kind of comedy. Any other one other than Freddy Got Fucking Fingered that you want to mention?
Well, we mentioned Office Space, which is a huge one. All your Kevin Smith movies are pretty much cult movies,
that's
right?
True. That's true. Although I find them to be in a different kind of spectrum too. Like Clerks to me is not so much of a comedy as much as a flag for independent film.
A flag.
And then after that, he became like a cult comedy guy. But like Dogma to me is a genius fucking movie.
Dogma, yeah. Evil Dead, I guess. Put Evil Dead.
Evil Dead, yeah, right. I
guess Evil Dead. Well, Evil Dead 2.
Dead 1. And Army of Darkness, yeah. Like those are like absolutely comedies.
Comedies.
That have shit that I say still to this day, yeah. Give me some sugar, baby.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Yeah, man. I think.
You ever see Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
Yes.
That's another ridiculous
But
movie.
I don't think that was meant to be a comedy.
I don't think so either, but it has to be.
It's so bad. It doesn't. You cannot not laugh at that movie.
Like when they finished making that and they watched it, they're like, "Yes, this is what we were looking for."
Shitty fucking movie, and that's what we're going with.
Like everything. Like,
you remember the other? What's the other one with the aliens that look like they roll and turn into balls, and they were like, and they'll try to eat everything. Fuck. It's from the same era too. Like they were killing killer clowns from outer space, and that one was called shit. And then there's the two bounty hunters that are hunting after it. And look, let me tell you how stupid this movie is, because obviously you haven't seen it.
Yeah, I don't think I know this one.
All right, so there's this spaceship that lands on Earth, and there's these little monsters that become balls of fur, and they eat everything that goes in their way, people, anything. And these two space bounty hunters come down to Earth to get him, right? But they look like aliens. They're like, or maybe it's one, and it looks like an alien. He's really ugly, and then he's like, oh, what do humans look like? So he looks down at a playboy, and he becomes.
I really don't know this one.
A playmate. But the best part of this whole thing is not that he becomes a playmate, because obviously it's to give the playmate a job, you know, and then you see tits and shit. But when he becomes a human, he has a staple in the middle of the stomach, because it's from the centerpiece, and he goes boop, pops his gun and throws it out, a giant staple. This is so stupid.
That's pretty dumb. I'm gonna have to look that one up.
I'm gonna try to remember what it's called. I have to remember what I'm gonna remember, and I'm gonna text you.
All right,
and then I'm gonna
and I'll watch it.
You have to find it.
I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man.
Earth Girls Are Easy. You ever see Earth Girls Are Easy?
I saw that one. That's the one with Tom Hanks.
No, Jim Carrey, Damon Wayans.
Right.
The guy from what's his name? The famous guy with the glasses.
Goldblum.
Stephen Goldblum.
Yeah. They're like Martians, and they're trying to fuck.
Yeah.
It's my kind of movie right there.
It's your kind of movie. That reminded me when you said the Playmates. It's 8 people. So Super Troopers, we're putting that in the perfect movie column.
No.
Next to.
No.
We're giving it a rating above Star Wars.
Number one.
You want to put it number one?
No.
All right. According to Sixto, we're putting this one number one.
No.
In our list so far.
No.
You just said that.
No. For me, out of all the movies we've discussed here, except for our top 10, obviously. I think the number one is Bruce Campbell versus the Army of Darkness, which I love way more than this.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I've seen way more than this.
Yeah.
And I quote way more than this.
Yeah.
And not even, as a matter of fact, that's not true. I quote less, but I watch more.
See, I think I'd watch Super Troopers more.
Then Ash versus the Army of Darkness?
Yeah, it's close, but
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
They're
two different moods.
Well, that's definitely true. I love this. I love that the Army of Darkness is a movie that you don't have to be actually in a mood to watch. Like, you can just be playing. I'll be like, yep, I'm watching this.
Well, I feel like the same thing with Super. See, the problem with Super Troopers is you just can't turn it on, because then you're stuck watching it for an hour and a half.
But also, you can't. I don't think Super Troopers I will watch halfway through. I honestly don't think I would. But
as long as you're being honest with us.
Yeah, I'm being honest. I'm being honest with everybody.
You hear that, America?
You hear that, interwebs in Spain?
He honestly wouldn't do that. Sixto was a man you can trust.
Me and Flint.
In Like Flint, baby, my favorite movie.
You ever seen In Like Flint?
No, I just know that from Austin Powers.
That's a pair of movies, Our Men Flint and In Like Flint, from the 60s. That is exactly what these movies that we're talking, like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I don't think it was meant to be funny. It was just campy because it was the 60s. But holy shit, dude. There's a part where he's talking to a dolphin, and he literally comes up to the water and goes to the dolphin. Just like that. This is perfect.
I don't even know where to go with that.
it's perfect. There's nowhere you can go.
There's nowhere.
No, it's a perfect movie.
Sixto was like 12 when that movie came out.
I was not even alive when that movie came out.
Him and his father went to the movies and saw it together.
Me and my father were 12 at the same time. Yeah.
No, you were 12. Your father took you because you're 12.
I don't no, I wasn't alive when that movie came out. But those movies really, my father loves them, and I got him out of like, you know, I don't know, you do shit when you're younger, like, oh, my dad loves it, I want to love it.
Yeah, like
and then
the
you watch
Brothers.
it.
That's why I watched the Marx Brothers.
Right, and then you watch it and you're like, what in the fuck am I looking at? And then you realize the gold you just found. And you don't love it for the same reasons, because for him, he's like, oh, Flint is the man, dude. And he laughs, you know, because he's silly. But he's not laughing like I'm laughing. I'm laughing over
I'm laughing at you. You're laughing with Flint. I'm laughing at Flint.
But yeah, man. Great movie, too. If anybody wants to give it a look.
You should watch In My Flint.
Or Our Men Flint. Either one. They're both silly as fuck.
Mint Flint?
No. Our Men Flint.
Our Men Flint?
Yeah. He's
Are they? Do they ever answer the question?
Yo, and in that movie, Our Men Flint, he takes some chicks and he rescued them. And he's like...
From the dolphin?
From the bad guy. He's like, look, you're not smart enough, so let me tell you. Literally, he says that, dude, and you're like, what in the fuck? Like,
I guess in the 60s you could say that to him.
Holy, dude, but it's like to the point where you're like, even in the 80s, I was like, holy shit, dude, you can't say shit like that. This motherfucker's like, look, I understand you're only here for me to rescue you, so let me tell you what to do. All right, man, I think
we covered Super Troopers.
Yeah.
It's number 1 according to Sixto on the charts.
No.
We're going to put that well below. I mean, Star Wars will be well below that.
No, exactly how you said it. We're going to put it way below Star Wars.
No, Star Wars is terrible.
You're terrible. You have no heart.
I have a heart.
You have no heart.
It's right here.
Thank you to our one listener.
Yeah, right now we got 1. So thank you.
And and thank you to our one viewer. Thank you. I think Mike Humphreys, which was our one listener, stopped listening to us.
Yeah, what a dick that guy is. Fuck him.
Now we're our own fans.
You hear that, Humphreys? Fuck you.
So yeah, thank you for coming by.
Thank you for listening to my Emmy Award winning podcast.
How is this your podcast?
Because you said you didn't have any awards. So I'm saying
this one's mine right here. It has my name on it.
You just stole them earlier, so you had no awards.
I have an I have an Emmy right here. Put it right next to this for outstanding opens. It has my name
right there. I see it.
You don't have one.
I got one right here.
It doesn't have your name on it.
It's right there. Matt Lamatina podcast general podcasting.
Okay. General
podcasting.
All right.
Yeah.
You're the general of podcast?
With any podcast. I was so good at different styles that I get my own Emmy for it.
Well, anyways, thank you for listening. For those who are...
if anyone's still out there, do you have any movies for next week? Right now, because we're going to leave soon.
Yeah. And
maybe we'll go back to something a little more current next week.
Hopefully.
We've done a couple of movies that are a little older movies, so we're gonna go something a little more current. I don't know what. We'll figure it out.
I don't even know what's out right now. I don't remember what I saw the last time I went. I saw Logan last time I went to the movie.
We almost went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, but it was too early.
It's too early. We're never gonna make it in time.
Right.
I'm going to see Boss Baby on Tuesday. Should be a fun, exciting flick.
Boss Baby.
I'm excited about
Alec
Boss
Baldwin.
Baby.
Alec Baldwin telling you shit.
Yo, Boss Baby. It looks so awful.
Yeah, it doesn't look good at all.
I'm so upset that my kids want to see it.
I want to see the Lego Batman movie. That's a kids movie that I will review right now.
Lego Batman? I didn't see it, so we can't do it right now.
Oh. Anyways. Thank you for listening. I think...
What's that say on the bottom? Can you read that?
Hold on.
Do.
He says, is Matt Jaquette the only Matt that matters in this conversation?
The only other Matt.
He says, do Jaws the Revenge. The worst Jaws ever made. Jaws 4 the Revenge.
I don't know if we even saw Jaws 4.
Oh my God. Are you ready for a shitty movie?
How many times do you want me to say Jaws 4?
Well, let's just say the shark. And you
Jaws.
say Jaws.
Jaws 4. There's 2 words we put together. And I can't say better.
I'm sure that's why Matt picked it.
Fucking Jaquette.
I think I'm down to do Jaws 4 because of how shitty it is. We can destroy the fuck out of that movie.
Maybe we'll do Jaws 4. I don't know how many times I could say it.
I want to hear you say Jaws 4.
Jaws 4.
About 400 times.
No one's going to know what I'm saying. Like, what the hell is this fucking guy
well,
talking
then
about?
I come in and be like, Jaws 4, and then they'll be like, what the fuck is that? And they talk about 2 different movies.
So we're going to talk an hour about how I can't say the words Jaws 4?
Thanks, Matt Jaquette.
Thanks for the suggestion, Mr. Jaquette.
Yeah, I think we'll be doing that.
So that's it, girls and boys. We love you. Thanks for listening. And we will see you next week, possibly for Jaws 4.
Jaws 4.
Good night.
Good night. Jaws 4.